The Dead Space remake sucks.
We're off course.
Daniel!
Guidance system override is responding.
Shit, we're coming in too hot. It's gonna smash us into the hull. Get it!
If you hate one of the best true to its nature remakes of a video game of all time, then yeah, the Dead Space remake sucks. In all seriousness though, this was quite possibly the best example of how the remaking of a game should be done. You take the source material, you stay true to its story and gameplay loop that players love, and just enhance it, while simultaneously chopping off any annoying, tedious, or unneeded things the original game had. I included as few spoilers as possible in the footage and will only show gameplay from the first couple of hours of game to respect you as a fellow gamer who will hopefully want to play the game after watching this review. So let's get into it then. The Dead Space lore. Right, so Dead Space is a horror shooter set on the USG Ishimura, the first Planet Cracker class ship. Basically, the Earth is ravaged in a classic take on the we got greedy and used up all of the Earth's resources. So the people of Earth created the USG Ishimura. Its purpose was to take chunks off of other planets and deposit them back on Earth to harvest a sweet resource. But when the USG Ishimura goes silent, they send in a small repair rescue team to go check on them. Isaac Clarke is one of the people on this ship. It is the character that you play as. Isaac's girlfriend, Nicole Brennan, works aboard the Ishimura as a senior medical officer. You have even more at stake here than everyone else on your repair crew. The graphics. Graphics. Strangely, half the time I feel like I can stomach mediocre games that look graphically amazing, but games with bad or unique graphics, as I prefer to call them, can get overlooked even if the gameplay itself is quite good. I'm looking at you, From Software. We now have proof from 2 games that they can make pretty things. Don't let them fool you. Graphics can take an old game that has good mechanics and general gameplay from looking like Gollum's love child to turning into Prince Charming, the non-douchebag version. Graphics are one of the biggest reasons a game should be remade. To update graphics from a game released in 2008 to the current level of games in 2023, it completely changes the experience, especially when that game strives on its horror and suspenseful element like Dead Space. What they did with the graphics was pretty amazing in my opinion, especially when you are dealing with the low light dark scenarios. It really sets up the epic horror aspects of this game, allowing you to be quite rudely jump scared at every turn by high quality HD gooba gobs with knives for hands that want to give you a little hug. Also, oh my god, they did not have to make the suit that gorgeous. It makes the old one look like an AI tried to recreate it, but it was limited to 12080p and crayons only. Now, the gameplay. Did they change anything? Did they hurt the original Dead Space formula? No. Do you like getting the ever-living shit scared out of you while frantically trying to shoot at limbs with a plasma cutter? Your heartbeat thumping along with your characters as you start to get swarmed by handsome stabby boys? Probably not, but horror games are supposed to make you hate them in the best way. The adrenaline rush of fear is the most excellent in Dead Space. It definitely lives up to its name, and the remake does it wonderful justice. In the old game, to get new weapons, you would buy them with credits, but in the remade version, you actually find them throughout the game in various locations, which I find to be better as it encourages exploration. I really enjoy the combat in Dead Space. There's something just so wrong about not shooting zombie things in the head, and it's perfect. The gore is very satisfying, and the remake lets you see the layers of like how close you are to being able to shoot the limb off. And technically speaking, there are no traditional guns in this game, but rather you utilize all the tools that an engineer in the Dead Space world would use, which is a pretty cool concept. So you aren't stuck with all the normie guns we see in every game like pistols, ARs, and shotguns. It also means you can't really bail yourself out by whipping out a grenade or a mine to deal with an impending horde. And since body and headshots are negligible, you really have to focus up while in combat. The slow-mo cryo attack is a useful and cool mechanic as well, pun intended. It becomes almost mandatory to use when fighting certain enemy types or when surrounded by enough enemies. But if your heart is beating as loud as mine when playing Dead Space, even when the enemies are slowed, my hands are so shaky that half the time I whiff the shots anyways. There's a revamped tram system that basically lets you backtrack to explore the game more as you advance, so that when your security skill levels up, you'll finally be able to go back and unlock those enticing looking doors that you had found previously locked. The telekinetic ability you unlock later in the game is fun as fuck, and it's probably one of my favorite mechanics, as you can toss around explodey or frizzy canisters at ways of enemies to mess them up, or more than likely just piss them off. So, should you buy Dead Space Remake? Well, if you ever wanted to play one of the best takes on the horror shooter genre, but you want it updated with high quality graphics, extra bits of lore, and with all the negative stuff stripped away from the original game, I'm still looking at you, Asteroid Gun, then you definitely should buy it. It's a real solid 9 out of 10 in my opinion, and that's just because no game is perfect. Although I suspect that this game will be used as a template in the future for what a remake should be. We've seen the quality of remakes going way up recently, starting really with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 2, 3, and soon to be released 4 remakes, all being of super high quality. Gone are the days, it seems, of low quality remakes now, just to cash grab us. Now we get new gameplay, lore, updated graphics for games that we once loved in our younger days. I can confidently say that this Dead Space remake is a 9 out of 10, and I hope that they decide to make Remake 2 and 3 as well. So get out there, hop into the immersive third-person shooter world of Dead Space today. If you enjoyed this review, then hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more reviews like this, potential Let's Plays, and other gaming-related content. And if you want to help support me in content creation, I have a Patreon where I will let you vote on video decisions, get content early, etc. You can pledge for as low as $5 per month, though do not steal your mom's credit card or ever use any money that you need for other things to support me. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. I just wanted to add this on to the end of this video and say that the reason there's been no content for the past 2 weeks is because I've been bedridden with seasonal allergies, which you might be able to tell in my voice recording for this video. I decided to finally just push through it and try and get the video out, even if my voice quality is not the highest. I hope it still comes out okay, and I look forward to being able to try and pump out some more content as this allergy stuff fades away. Again, just thank you for watching, and I'm ready to make some more exciting content. See ya.